coming down the home stretch of our trading week here. I'm Marlon Bowling with a look at our grain market activity in our final check before we get into the weekend. Well, on the corn, we had pressure here quite a bit of the day, and this is interesting. We're elevating up to unchanged on the July contract now at 370.5. In December, get this, it's up 1/4 cent at 387.25. Couldn't keep it down all day, apparently. Let's take a look at soybeans and see what they're doing. In the soybean market, we have July. Let's take a look at July. It is now trading 3/4 lower at 842.5, and we have November down 1/2 at 864.5. Getting really quiet here in the soybeans. And in the wheat, now remember, we had a lot of pressure in the Chicago wheat early this morning, and then it kind of came back somewhat, but still down about 5 1/4 cents at 438 3/4. And July Kansas City wheat at the present time is showing a trade of 403 3/4. That is down just 1 1/4 now. And in the Minneapolis market, you have that July contract 5 1/4 lower at 438 3/4. Let's go to the trading floor in Chicago and check in with Virginia McGathy, president of McGathy Commodities, and she joins us right now. All right, maybe things elevating just a little bit toward the close here. What's going on in the grain trade?
Well, I think that everyone's kind of like already got their positions on now. We're moving just to the end of the week. We know the report's coming next week, and all things being said, you know, there's issues. There were no trade deal in sight. The wet weather actually, I think, has the soybean market worried that they're going to start adding some acres to the bean side. And that's definitely weighing on that somewhat. It's not killing it, but the market is so low right now. It's hard to see that it's going to have a further bottom, but every time we say that, it moves a little bit lower. And on the other side, though, that's kind of supported some of the corn. So everyone's happy on that side that we're getting a little bit more of a lift. And even though the market is kind of, just teetering back and forth, it still looks relatively strong to end this week. Wheat, on the other hand, we're only at 80% of what the USDA forecast is. Looks like they're going to have some cuts. That tells us there's a lot of wheat out there still, and it's going to be hard to get these markets rolling.
Well, Brazil soybean harvest is pretty much wrapping up. I understand we got a new update from Argentina, and they say that their soybean harvest is now 59.3% done already. And they say that even the corn harvest is now a little over 30% complete. They did raise their corn production estimate by about 2 million tons, I understand.
Right, so that's going to weigh heavy on our markets, and as we start to digest all this information, that really is going to put any kind of lid on any significant rally that we could possibly look for. I mean, unless we have something out of the ordinary that we haven't seen. Yeah, the only thing that could really help us is if we can get like a signed trade deal. But that still seems like it's going to be so far off, and we don't really know. We won't really know until the actual ink is dry, and then we can start looking at if that's going to start to help our markets.
So I hear the sun is shining in Chicago today, and maybe traders are a little more optimistic for one day here, but boy, the rain returns next week from what I understand, and that could stick around for weeks.
Yeah, it is. And, we had called this really about 3 or 4 weeks ago when we had the big storm that the weather was going to be bad all the way through May. And then there's a lot of flooding around. And I think that it could have a lot farther reaching troubles going forward. And, as the rain keeps coming, everyone's getting a little bit nervous. The ground is really, really soft. It's very difficult to get anything in the ground. And I think people are starting to feel it. So we still have a lot more trouble ahead. So it's going to be interesting what we're going to do for the summer.
Oh, yeah. Lots of pictures of planters out in the middle of water. Okay, we'll come back in a moment, and we'll take a look at our livestock trade, too, see which direction it wants to go heading into the weekend, and we'll cover that when we come back. Virginia McGathy is our guest, and we're talking with her about our livestock trade as we get closer to the end of the week here. And let's go ahead and take a look at live cattle and feeder cattle and see if they're going to decide which way they want to go. They've been kind of mixed here during the day. It looks like they're tending to go a little lower here on live cattle. We have August now down 75 cents at 109.42. Let me back up that nearby June. It's down just a nickel. It's at 113.63. October currently down 83 at 109.85. Now on the feeder cattle side of things, let's switch over there. We have the August contract now down $1.45 at 146.45. A lot more weakness across the board now. Triple-digit losses everywhere. We have September down $1.30 at 147.20. And on the lean hog market, We currently have the June contract down one tick, 3 cents lower at 92.72, not doing much, but you have everything from there on out higher. July now up 22, and we have August up 67. October is actually over $1 higher. So let's sort this all out and bring back Virginia McGathy and McGathy Commodities. Your thought here on the livestock trade, on the cattle market. Are we taking out more technical support, or how much more is there to even take out at this point?
Well, we're super oversold right now, and I would have expected the market to rebound a little bit, except for that Beyond Meat stock came out, and it rallied. It just got everyone jumping on board. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the Bitcoin craze, and I think it might have spooked the market a little bit, and that's why we got some follow-through selling. I mean, right now, we should have these markets kind of firming up a little bit. Although, that being said, you know that the live cattle and the feeders as well have been experiencing and enjoying an awful long rally over the last number of months. I didn't expect it to really fall off a cliff the way it has this past week, but I look for it to really start to steady a little bit. I don't know that the vegan story is really going to be that true to the market that it's just going to cut the cattle market out under the by its knees. But I think we got kind of shaken up by the activity coming in. That being said, I think that we're going to get a lot more activity in traders in live cattle and the feeders as well. The hogs are kind of holding still. They really are expecting some long-term demand. So we're going to see a lot more volatility ahead, and this is showing its face today.
Very good point. All right. Well, thank you for explaining all that. A lot at work, and appreciate that. Can't wait for next week. Virginia McGathy is with McGathy Commodities. She's located in Chicago. And Janet, we'll talk with her a little more on the evening news tonight, too.
All right. Sounds like a plan to me.